Looking at the top 5 reasons your newly installed certified Alliance stack dryer is not running properly. The most common problem with these machines would be incorrect voltage. The vast majority of them are 110 volt. In that situation, you're going to want to make sure you have L1, neutral, and ground. From L1 to ground, you should read 110 volts. From L1 to neutral, you should read 110 volts. From neutral to ground, you should read nothing. If this is a 220 volt single phase machine, you would have L1, L2, neutral, and ground. In that case, you would want L1 to neutral or ground as 110, L2 to neutral or ground as 110, and then L2 to L1 should read 220 volts. If all of that is correct, the next thing to check would be to make sure that there's no loose wires. Unfortunately, sometimes in shipping, these machines can get jostled around a bit and something may come loose. Make sure all your spade connectors are tight here. Make sure nothing came off the back of the fuse holders. Make sure everything's tight on the control relay here. All your Molex plugs are tight. And do the same thing for the bottom pocket as well. Once that's verified, the next thing you're going to want to check would be the airflow switch. If your machine's powered up but it just won't fire, you want to make sure this is working properly. There's 2 positions for this switch. You want to make sure at rest, before the drum starts turning, that the switch is fully closed up here to press down all the way. And then once the drum starts and the fan kicks on, it should shut all the way and it should open up the button here. Like, you should be able to hear it click through the cycles like that. If the drum starts turning and you manually close this all the way and it starts firing, you either need to adjust the angle of this plate here, or you're not getting proper airflow. You either have something blocking your fan or something of that nature. Once you've verified the airflow switch is working properly, you're going to want to check your thermistors. What these do is one of them checks the temperature of your machine and the other is essentially looking for naked flame touching it. In either case, it will cut power to the ignition and gas systems to prevent a fire. The first one is on the top of the machine here, right above the gas valve. What you're going to want to do is unplug it, use a voltmeter set on ohms, and check across the 2 tabs. With no power, nothing hooked up to it, you should be reading 0. If you're reading higher than 0, there's probably something wrong and you need to replace this. You have another one right on top behind the motor here. You're going to want to do the same thing. Pull the 2 wires off, check resistance across, make sure it's 0. As long as those are 0, they should be fine. The next thing you're going to want to do is verify you're getting ignition. If your airflow switch is working properly, your thermistor's checked out okay, you have proper power going in, even if it's not firing, you should be able to see spark through this access window here. Like when you shut the airflow switch, it should sound like a taser and you should see the spark in there. If not, there's something wrong with your ignition box, most likely. From there, if you verified power, you verified the thermistors, you verified the airflow switch, you do have spark, but you're still not getting flame, you're going to want to make sure that your gas valve is opening with enough pressure coming through it. You could literally, if you have small hands, stick your finger right over the orifice and you should be able to feel the air pressure once it opens. If not, put some soapy water across it, try the same thing, you should see it blow a bubble. If you're not getting pressure through it, you either don't have gas pressure running into the top of it, or one of the solenoids may have failed, and in that case, let us know, we can send you a replacement. If you do have pressure coming out of here, and you're still not firing properly, the least likely scenario would be something is wrong with the burner tubes themselves inside this box. We check them thoroughly. It's possible they can crack every now and then. When that happens, you're not going to get gas out of the tube at the right pressure at the right points, and it won't fire properly. So if you verified that you have power, you're getting a spark, you're getting pressure through here, but it's not lighting, we most likely need to send you a replacement burner tube. And that should cover most of the common problems with these machines. Let us know what problems you have, and we will do our best to help you out.